talk about this every Sunday. Right now, Dean, as of today, now in your recruiting class, this is on 3. This is not 24/7 or rivals. The on 3 seems to be.
It's pretty good.
More people use it. Okay, I'm. Everybody has their own opinion.
You can count on them.
Ohio State 1, Alabama 2, LSU 3.
It don't really matter if they don't win, but 8.
Georgia at 4, and Oregon at 5, Notre Dame 6, Clemson 7, A&M at 9, Florida State at 9, A&M was at 8. So see, Florida State's not 60.
Yeah, they don't come up.
Thought they'd having a bad year, and there they are. Auburn's dropped out of the top 10 as of today.
Well, Oklahoma, see, it changes so much.
It does daily. Mm-hmm. When you have kids come in or decommit. So Oklahoma is 10 now.
That's big for them.
Yeah.
Because I just don't.
They have 11 4-stars, 19 overall picks.
When Matt went over them the other day, I just wasn't very impressed.
Tennessee's at 12.
I was impressed with Tennessee.
Texas at 16. I'm just giving you some SEC ranks if you can't see this for podcast people. Missouri's 18. South Carolina 22. Kentucky 23. Just some other. Arkansas's at 32. Ole Miss 36.
I figure that'll go up.
Mississippi State 37. Florida at 40. So those are some of your picks, and I'll slow down here. Auburn had an offensive lineman and a D-back, 4-stars decommit the other day. I don't know why.
And I keep hearing, Matt.
I don't know what's going on at Auburn.
I keep hearing Lewis is going to Auburn. Boy, I don't know if it's Auburn people talking that up or what.
They are.
But I'm reading it every day.
They want him bad.
Every day.
Ohio State, Alabama, LSU, Georgia, and Oregon are your top 5 right now.
Do you think he'll go there?
It does seem that way. It does.
Well, somebody's got some inside info.
But it's going to cost them a bunch of money, and and Auburn just talked about that during the offseason. And Coach Freeze could have bought a quarterback, and he decided not to buy a quarterback.
You think it's because Juju's coming?
Well, he didn't know that then.
Well, that's true.
Back then.
They said he wanted to make his other players better, right? He wanted better players around the quarterback.
Yeah, and it's just hard to sell a team that has only won 6 games last year, and they even beat a ranked team in 2 years. They ain't had no NFL draft first-round picks in a while. Kids want to go whether you like it or not. I'm not trying to hate. I just give statistical, knowledgeable facts that Auburn fans know. Mm-hmm. Kids want to go win.
They do.
And when they go to that trophy case room in Bama and they walk upstairs and they see like 1921 Rose Bowl, they see 1940 something, and they see 1960s and 64, 65, 66, 67.
It's intimidating.
Early 70s, during the 80s, not so much. In the 90s, when Miami was running, they beat Miami those years. And then in their life, while they've been born, these 19, 18-year-old kids, that's all they've ever seen is Alabama win.
No, I mean, I understand why a non-Alabama fan is tired
of them. And you go walk up the stairs and you just see all these NFL first-round picks. And if you're a receiver, you're going, well, why would I not want to come here? Mm-hmm. And yes, Coach Saban has done a fantastic job. He did do a good job.
Was that firework?
Yeah. But here's what, and I need to bring this up. I wanted to do it. I nearly did a whole special, a spot on this, like a 10-minute spot. And I want your opinion on it too.
All right.
DeBoer has just way exceeded recruiting this year. They're number 2.
He's doing a lot better than people thought.
Did you think it?
No.
I did not either.
But I also read an article the other day that said Alabama's upgraded in coaching by Saban quitting and DeBoer coming in. Come on now, that's a little hard.
I'm not going to say that.
I mean, that's almost silly.
But if you get a guy that's hungry and he has put a good staff together.
Yeah.
And obviously from leaving like Coach Roach and their other guy, obviously he's done that on purpose.
Right.
Obviously he's got this Coach Morgan he's brought with him, the guy that's doing a lot of their media stuff. Mm-hmm. He's smart. They're playing the game. Mm-hmm. And they know how to play it. And if he can take a 30th ranked I think his highest recruiting class at Washington was 28 and take them to play for a title.
Well, this guy's never lost anywhere.
Could he take a number 2 recruiting class?
I would think.
He
like 106 and 11?
They're going to say, well, he ain't caught big games as he coached. Well, Freeze beat Bama twice, yet he lost to him 3 times.
Yeah.
Or lost to him twice, too. And he lost to Vanderbilt twice. So if we're going to prop a guy up, let's just tell the whole story.
Yeah.
It's not like Hugh Freeze is some elite coach. It was just the best pick to Auburn to get because of the situation they were in. Now, am I saying DeBoer's better than Freeze? I don't know. They never coached against each other.
I don't know.
We're going to have about
We'll know soon.
Probably about 4 or 5 years to tell. Because if Freeze loses about 2 more of them to games to Bama, Auburn's had 5 coaches in the past 5 years, right? Because Cadillac stepped in, remember?
Oh, I forgot about Cadillac stepping in. So they've had.
So when you go to this.
Malzahn, 4. They've had 4.
When you go to, as a recruit, and you go to a school, you want to see consistency.
Right.
And the other kids sell the other kids. So my point about what I was making was DeBoer. Is this staff better than Saban's staff? Is it better than the staff Saban had last year?
Possibly, yeah.
Yes, I agree. It is better. Saban ain't had a good staff, Dean, in 2 or 3 years to me.
Well, Kevin Steele was about ready to be done. Reese wasn't
filling in the spot.
Wasn't very experienced.
No. Golden.
No, I do think he did a good job.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Pete
he
Golden
adapted to what they worked.
Stepped in, filled in some time. He's at Ole Miss now, Golden. And but since like Brian DeBall and those guys left, or O'Reilly from the Texans come to town, it's been a while. Bama won it in 2020. We're going into 2024 season, 24-25, and they ain't won it since then.
Right.
I think this is a better staff. But why was Nick successful?
Well, because the good players come there. And he works hard, too.
Well, but
and he's very intelligent. But he also had the best players.
But how do you get the best players? Because when he came to Bama, they were they had had several different coaches in the past.
They got a tradition there.
That's what it is. And I can't get other people to realize that.
Even though they had not done great in a few years, they still got a tradition.
That's
kind of like Kentucky basketball.
Yeah, it's just that's why kids come to play at Bama. That's why I don't ever see Auburn finishing over Alabama in recruiting.
No, not anytime soon, I don't think.
I don't think ever. It's just not. It's only been Auburn since 60, 57, 58.
No, they went undefeated in 57. This is before the 50.
I mean, it
51.
was mid-50s.
Yeah.
It was Alabama Polytech for about 40 years. And then the other 150 years before that, it was Men's Methodist College. And it's just – and kids recruit other kids.
No, they do.
A top receiver, these guys you're going to fix and go over for Texas. Why did Isaiah Bond want to go play out there? Because he wants to play with Quinn Ewers.
Exactly.
Why would he not? Because players want to play together.
Yeah.
That's why when Keelan Russell won the Elite 11 MVP, they put him on the mic and he picked that mic up and he said, hey, Cunningham and that other wide receiver, 5 stars, come to Bama and play with me.
Yeah.
And they're going, well, why wouldn't I want to go play with another 5-star or Elite 11 MVP quarterback? Why would I want to go somewhere and play with a crap old quarterback? That's why Auburn – finish my point till we started with Juju. That's why they want him so bad. Because if he comes, he'll attract other players. And if you get a receiver, then you can start building your line because game's won up front anyway. Right. But does Kirby Smart, does Georgia not deserve some – why are they not feared? This is another topic. This just hit my
They're probably
mind.
getting to where they are.
Nobody runs to the corner. Josh Pate said nobody picks up their sandbox toys and runs to the corners when Kirby Smart comes in the sandbox.
I don't know why, though. What's he lost in the last 2 years? 3 games? 3 years?
Yeah.
Not many.
But when Nick Saban came in the sandbox, people run, tried to run out of the playground. It's not fair to compare the two because one's been a head coach way longer than the other one.
Right.
And I think Georgia fans, this may be why Georgia's not feared too much because I think there's some Alabama fans, when nobody's looking and they're not playing Bama, They put on that old Georgia hat and go, come on, Kirby, where are we? Because he coached with Saban so long. Bama fans really respect Kirby.
Oh, yeah, they love him for the most part.
So if you you need to hate him because who's the most hated team in college football? It's Alabama.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Why? Because they win.
Yeah.
Who's the most hated baseball team?
The Yankees.
Because they win. And they're not winning right now, by God. They're terrible.
Are they not doing good?
They're not doing good. So I'm just saying, these kids recruit other kids,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Auburn, it's going to be hard. They're not going to finish above Alabama. But don't try to. Just be your school and sell your brand of football.
Well, it's like we said a while ago. It's such a rivalry that Auburn don't necessarily have to have better players than Alabama to beat them.
No, I've seen it the other way around.
Yeah. I mean, last year they should have beat them last year. I'm sorry.
No reason.
Nowhere near the talent.
No.
4th and 31.
Do you win on that play?
Yeah.
It shouldn't even come to that play.
No.
If homeboy don't drop the punt, they'd probably win the game.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Yeah, they would have.
And Georgia fans, y'all will be feared one day, but y'all just been relevant here the past 5 years.
Five. Yeah. Before that, it was just constant. You ain't done it since 1980. You ain't now that nobody can say that no more.
Right.
Especially after the second one.
Yes.
Maybe they could still say it after the first one. That's the first one you won since 80, but now you've got 3 since 1980. You can't say much.
They're relevant now, but to us people that are 45 and older, Georgia's not relevant. They were never. All they've been is they tried to always bully Bama, and they just could never. Their overall record is not even close in the rival.
Well, what got there until they won it, and I had a friend of ours from Cornwall. He said they're the best team in the country that's not won it since 81. They're the best program that's not won it.
Yeah, sure.
And they were like that for 42 years?
I know.
Everybody'd say Georgia's the best program that's not won a championship.
Because they were in the East and you had to win your conference. And who'd you have to beat?
Mm-hmm. Florida or Tennessee.
Or Bama.
Oh, yeah, or Bama.
Yeah,
but even when they were in the East there back in the 90s.
I mean, to play for it.
2000.
Yeah, they could win the East. Mm-hmm. But to win the SEC.
Oh, yeah, you got to beat Bama. I thought you were talking about back in the day.
Well,
when Manning was there.
Yeah, it's just how it is. So no knock against Georgia or Auburn. We're just saying Bama sells itself, and Coach DeBoer, my final word is Coach DeBoer don't have to be great. Alabama is a dynasty.
Yeah,
it's been in the prestigious games in the 1920s and 30s. It's played in Rose Bowls that other teams. Auburn's first bowl game was a Bourbon Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
In
50s.
Yes.
Early 50s.
That's their first bowl game ever. Bama done been game 30 years before that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I ain't going to go to history. If you want a history lesson on Auburn and the geographics, I'll do something after the show. Because I can tell you geographically why. Well, first of all, I'll tell this. I'm going to shut up. The capital was Tuscaloosa.
Right.
Civil War.
Yes.
Those houses, some of those buildings are not there now.
Mm-hmm. But
a lot of that stuff's there. The Civil War stuff was in Tuscaloosa. The troops for the Civil War, if they got whatever, or the meetings for generals, was there.
Mm-hmm.
The capital's not always Montgomery.
Right.
It was Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
So people are there. Jobs are there. It's a bigger area.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could say, why is Fife smaller? Yeah, but if you compare them to a school like Thompson, it's a big city. There's a lot of kids.
Right.
So that's kind of why.